Hello, everybody. How are you? This is Uncle Bruce coming to you, talking to you about a new topic. And I'm here again with Juvenal. How are you, Juvenal?
I'm pretty well, Bruce. Thanks for having me again. And today we have a good topic to discuss. It's about ecology. It's about the climate change. It's about the resources we have in Earth and how we as a society is treating our planet, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the climate change is real. In fact, I just saw that there's an Argentine candidate for president. He says,
Yeah,
it doesn't exist. Say, man, what do you need to make you understand that it does exist? I don't know. But anyway, we're not going to go into politics here. We're here to talk about climate change and how we are impacting our planet and what we can do possibly to help change that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we read to share with you guys today. And so here we're talking about this topic here, Earth Overshoot Day Partner, okay? And this is the overshoot idea from this group. And this is a group in Slovenia. And they say that our planet cannot sustain what we're going through right now with all the things that we're consuming, all the food, all the things in our planet, with the paper products, everything that we're using in our lives, has an impact. And so we need to be good stewards. We need to be good controllers of these things. So we got lots of different types of energy. We got animals that we use for food. We've got trucks that take the food to the supermarkets from the place where they cut the meat up and everything else. So this idea about having an observation, a look at the planet every year and how it changes from year to year. And so they say that this year, 2023, that August 2nd is the new day that they say that we are overshooting our productivity and our sustainability on Earth. That's what I understood from this article. And would you agree with that, Juvenal?
Yes. And it's very interesting because I have never heard about this thing before. I bumped this website a few days ago, and for me, what was very interesting is how can we are able to exhaust all the resources we have in a year, in 80 months,
Yes.
Actually, it's very, how can I say, it's a big concern, of course, because in despite of a lot of politicians or other leaders around the world deny the idea that we are killing the planet, killing the resources we have, this is real, and it is happening now. See Europe, for example. So for me, it's a very interesting thing when we think about the responsibility we have with this issue, to be honest. So at the end of the day, what kind of planet we intend to let to our children?
Yes. So I'm going to share my screen again real quick and show you guys this slide that they have here. And this is a slide that references their calculations. Okay, they say that in 1971, basically, that kind of everything was okay. And we had until December 25th to eat and consume everything that we were using at that time. And we had just about 5 days that we were faulting, that we did not have enough food to sustain everybody on the planet. And then the next year, 1970, or actually 2 years from there, no, the next year, 1972, it's here, they said that that it was actually better. But then ever since then, it's gotten worse and worse. And there have been some years that it's fluctuated. In the 1983, 85 timeframe, it fluctuated. But then since then, look at this. And now they're saying that we need 1.7 Earths to our planet with our population. This is based on population. The way that they calculate this is by determining the population and determining the productivity and the sustainability of our food products and everything else, and then divided by the number of days in the year. And then they calculate that, and that's how they come up with this day. And so this year, it's August 2nd. You can see the month of August. Go across here, it's August 2nd, that we, from that day forward, we don't have enough to supply for the planet, for the people on the planet. So that's what it's saying, is that we need 1.7 Earths to sustain the population that we have. And, you know, something very interesting is that, you know, there was a big terrorist attack in the United States. And that happened because Saddam Hussein, not Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, he and his cohorts, the people with him, they said that they don't like the United States because the United States is consuming too much by themselves. And you know, when you start to think about that, the United States is a big consumerism population. They consume a lot. They consume a lot of energy, and they consume a lot of the products that are created on the earth for people in general. But then they are the ones that consume it. They are the ones that buy it, and they have it to use. So this idea of not, you know, agreeing with the way the Americans live their lives, you know, it had an impact on Osama bin Laden. He took action in his own hands. And so it's terrible what he did, but it's also terrible when you analyze the United States, my home country, consuming much more than they should. Come on, guys, let's do something about it. Yeah, because we have to.
Yeah.
You know, Osama tried to force his ideas, but you know, it didn't last long.
Yeah. I think he was right, but I think the way that he tried to convince the other people to believe in his ideas was wrong. But what I think about this is, you know, the point is the consumers around the world, mainly in the North Hemisphere, is about you know, it's not all because of marketing, but it's it is connecting to the idea we have to own things, own goods,
Like
on
the Amazon. The Amazon.
Exactly.
The Amazon is the world's property. It's not only Brazilians. It's the world's property. That's what people outside of Brazil want us to believe. You know,
so that's
because,
the point.
You need to share. Come on.
Exactly. So, for example, you don't need to have the last model of iPhone every year. So we are not supposed to change to not to change, but to interchange your iPhone every year. It's not necessary. It's not necessary to change your car every year. So that's the point. It's about needs and resources.
And wants. We have needs and we have wants. Okay.
Exactly.
Yep. I want a new iPhone. I want a new car. It's like, you don't need it, dude. Come on, dude. You don't need it.
Yes, maybe because if you compare your car, your car this year and the new car that will be launched in the next year, sometimes only for example, some little details about the model change. So it's not necessary, just to have a car with new lights.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. So that's the point. And another day I was reading in some, I don't know where, but about the idea of we have, for example, we have food, we have money, enough for everybody. But the point is, it's not well distributed around the world.
The distribution's not very good, huh?
Yeah, that's the point. We don't need more. We just need.
Why does a person need $1 billion or $1 billion reais? Why do they need it? They don't need it, but they want it. Okay, that's a want, not a need. So
yeah,
I want to share the screen again and talk about another part that I observed here, and that is this slide here. And here it's talking about the idea of biocapacity. The biocapacity is 1.5 per person, but we have to subtract out the ecological footprint per person of 2.6. And when you do that, then you come up with a deficit of negative 1.1. And that's based on the years 1960s until now. You can see after about 1970s, it really started to change a lot. That we don't have enough to sustain everybody on the planet with like an equal distribution of the foods and things that we use and consume on a regular basis. So that's a big problem. That's a big problem.
For sure. For sure. And I think there are a lot. There are other subjects in place now. For example, okay, we are talking about electric cars with lithium batteries and other stuff.
And hydrogen fuel.
Yeah. It's another one. But about the lithium battery, I think from my point of view that it's a false affirmative here, because people say, okay, it's something like green resource, green fuel. But how we will recycle that, because battery is not so
recyclable,
and where we will.
Well, I don't know, but do you know of a place in your area that you can recycle batteries? You can just put them in the container and they take them and recycle them. I know one place that I can go to. In the United States, normally they have many places around the city, like recycle points, that you can take your glass, your paper, all these things that you want to recycle, you can do it. In some places, they have recycling at the curb, okay, at your house. The people who come by to get your trash, they also come by to get your recyclable products, paper, glass, metal. They come by and they pick those things up and they take them to a recycling place. I have had some people say that the recycling business is like fake news. It doesn't really exist. It's not worth it. It's like, man, it has to be worth it. We can't continue to put our things in a hole and bury it with dirt and say, okay, it doesn't exist anymore. It's like there's always the seepage. All the things have decaying. Okay. And so when the decay happens with different materials, it goes into the groundwater, which is where we get water unless it's in a reservoir. Like in Sao Paulo, we have two big reservoirs that we use to get our water for the distribution for the population. But in many places, they use a well. They dig a hole into the wall, into the land, and they go down to the groundwater, and they use that for the water for their homes and for everything else. But that water can become contaminated because of a landfill. We have the word leach. It seeps. It goes into the water from the earth, where all this trash is up here decomposing, and it goes down through the soil, and it goes down into the water, and it can contaminate that water, and then it's a disaster.
For sure.
So recycling is very necessary.
Exactly, you're right. We have just a few places to to bring our trash, recyclable trash for our batteries.
We don't have
and
enough.
Other stuff.
We need more.
No.
And it needs to be used. I know that in Japan, I have a friend, and they have a lot of, I think they have about 6 to 8 different types of recycling. Okay, this type of paper here, another type of paper here. You have cardboard paper, and you have paper from your office. Just regular paper. So they have different recycling for different types of paper. They have different types of glass, different types of metal. And so they have like about 6 to 8 different groups where you have to separate. This goes here, this goes here. My friend didn't do it right. He's American. He's American Japanese. He was born in Japan, lived in most of his life in Japan, but he also lived in the United States, and he's married to a Japanese Brazilian woman. So they live back in Japan now. And my friend put the object, I don't know what it was, paper or something, he put it in the wrong place. They gave him a fine because he didn't put it in the right place.
Yeah.
He paid some money because he put it in the wrong place. That's crazy, man. But that's how you get people's attention. You get people's attention through their pocketbook.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it works because I think people just learn by the pain, not by the law. So
yes, the pain of the pocket, the pain of the dollar, the real.
Exactly.
So I'm going to share my screen again. I found another part that I wanted to share with you guys. This slide right here. This shows us who has sustainability, who can live within their means, within their tolerance of their resources. Look at Brazil. Brazil is in good shape. America, not good shape. China, not good shape. India, many places are not in good shape to sustain their populations and to help sustain the world. But Brazil is in good shape, very good shape. So it's interesting that parts of Africa are also in good shape. Look, it's the same latitude. And then Russia looks okay. Canada looks good. But look at Brazil. I was really amazed to see that. And then I have another screen I'll look in a second. But that's good. Brazil is doing a good job. Hooray for Brazil. There's Brazil. Look, we have a population of 211 million people. Our gross GDP is $8,000 per person per year. And we have sustainability, but it's reducing. Look, from the 1960s, 70s, it reduced down to here to 8.3 biocapacity per person and the ecological footprint per person. And that's for the world. It's equal around the world, but then this per person biocapacity is based on your country. If you look at the United States here, you can see it's only 3.7, and they have a 7.8 ecological footprint. They're -4, and they've been bad for a long time. Okay,
it's a big concern.
Yeah, so this idea of having sustainability within the country, Brazil's doing good, but we do need to get our recycling together. We do.
Yeah.
So I'm challenging you, Juvenal. You need to create a system to help Brazil recycle their products, recycle their trash.
Okay. Let's do it. Yeah, let's create an initiative or some, to call some or to join some guys in order to think about projects because we are kidding now, but at the end of the day, it's true. It's about to make the population more awareness about this and to address the right discuss to people.
Discussion,
Not
yes.
yeah. So I think this is the point. It's all about education and culture. This is what we are talking about.
Right. So I want to share my screen again and show you everybody some information here that I found again. It was very interesting, this article that you selected, because I had links going to other resources. I said, okay, why do they say what they are saying? Okay, what's the reason? What's the research? And so this is a map they put together with different activities around the world of being able to interact with the biodiversity, interact with the bio footprint, the carbon footprint. This is all about how we are working as a country or countries to help ourselves sustain. And so in Brazil, there are different organizations I didn't know. But like this one here, when you zoom in, you come down to Sao Paulo, there are different groups here. What is this one? This is called Plantera Ambiental. So this is a group that helps. Well, it's all in Portuguese here, and I don't read fast. I could read it, but it would take me a while. But anyway, this is a group that's helping nature. They're here to help nature. The blue is for nature. And then they have green. What is green here? This is for, come on. Take a second there. It's for food sustainability. And then we have some for energy, some for cities, the way the city's designed and put together and planned, and then population, human development. So I thought this was a very map that they put together from around the world, and they have different agencies that are already working on these things for this global carbon project to help the world sustain its livelihood, its life by watching the carbon and reducing the carbon in our society, to manage the carbon. So it's very important to understand it and then to have control over it. So these are in Brazil, in Amazon. See, it was right here. Where was it at? Sorry. Anyway, let's go to this slide here. This is one of the slides that represents Amazonia here. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is called Large-Scale Biosphere Atmosphere Experiment, the LBA ECO. So here's talking about what they're doing. They have different research. You can see it's a little bit outdated in a sense, but it's data to look at, to observe. So this is 2008 to 2008, 2016, okay? So they have different things that they've been doing. Atmospheric chemistry, carbon dynamics, grab bag, human dimensions, different topics that they've done research on to show people that want to do some more research. They can relate to what's going on here with this. Here's another one here. This is LBA Eco CD. So it's showing you the area that it's covering, and it's called Flux Tower Network Data Compilation, the Brazilian Amazon. So these are different researches that have been done, and it's all been recorded through here, Earth data with NASA. So there are a lot of science groups out there to help us understand what's happening in our societies around the world. What can we do to make things better? And so I think it's very important for us to look at these types of things. Maybe you don't want to look at it because you don't want to believe it, but it is happening all around us. So
exactly. And I think it's a big responsibility for us, each one of us, to stay aware about this, you know, and what we can do about, you know, sometimes little initiatives, little actions could make a big difference. Like you know, examples to our children, examples to the population in general. And from my side, I think initiatives addressed to, you know, little producers, little agricultures, and people that produce food, produce clothes or other stuff in a, I can say, in a sustainability way, than comparing sustainable way, comparing to the big companies, to big industries that sometimes, you know, in general, do not care too much about. That's the point. And it's another point. It's important to stay, you know, aware about what companies are doing with resources, what kind of products they are trying to sell us. So that's the point. That's this is about behavior we have about this.
Yes. So I'm going to share my screen again. I think probably it's last time, but this is another organization that was found using connections from the main article that we're looking at today. And it was interesting to read this here. It says, this is called Rain4. That's the name, Rain4. It says, they're taking the pulse of the largest rainforest. The Amazon holds more life, water, and carbon than any other forest on Earth. That is an important statement, that it is the biggest forest that we have on the planet Earth. And we need to understand it better and more all the time. And so there are many countries already with different groups that are there, scientists and researchers. They come to the Amazon all the time and they observe what's going on. They look at the plants, they look at the fauna, and they try to understand how it's being affected by global warming and the different things that are available for us to harness, you know, to reap inside the forest that could give us new medicines. You know, that's been forever. They've been doing those things. But you know what? All you have to do is ask the Indians. They can tell us, the people who live there. They can tell us. They know what's happening in their own forest. They know all that stuff. So, you know, it's important for us to not just assume that we know everything already. We don't need to know anymore. We already know what we want to do, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. No, talk to the natives. Talk to the people who live there. They can teach us a lot. Because all these remedies, all these medicines, they're passed down from generation to generation. It's not in a book for you to read. But you can talk to the members of the tribes, you know, of the people. They can tell you, oh, we use this leaf for this. We use this bark of the tree for this. They use it for different purposes. And so I know that there are researchers and they're listening to that. But still, there's a lot that we can learn from the native people of Brazil for our Brazilian population and for other people around the world. And there are some things that just don't exist anyplace else. Only in the Amazon, you find these different things. And only in other parts of Brazil, you find some things. Like the product called stevia. Stevia is a natural sweetener. Okay? Yeah. It is not artificial. That aspartame, you know, all the sucralose, the stuff is poison. You know how they discovered that? With antifreeze. A lot of that was discovered with the ingredients of antifreeze. Somebody tasted the antifreeze, which is coolant for your car, so the car doesn't overheat. the water mixed with this liquid keeps your motor from getting too hot. And somebody tasted it and said, "Oh, that's sweet. I wonder if we can use the chemical compound in this ingredient as a sweetener for the humans." And they did it. And then the FDA said, "Nope, that's good. Use it." Because somebody got paid some money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's corrupt as it can be, but it's true. Oh, you need to consume a lot for it to be cancerous, okay? It's like, dude, I don't want to eat anything that's cancerous at all. But aspartame is.
Exactly, me too.
Aspartame is cancerous. Sucralose is cancerous.
Yes.
Because they say, oh, you can use like 10 drops a day. And then you're okay. If you have 11, you might die. And people, they put it so much in their coffee and say, that's a bunch of cancer right there.
Yeah.
So we need to look at our world and understand the forest. We need to understand what's going on with sustaining our population. Yes, it's nice to have more farmland, destroy some of the Amazon and just make farmland out of it. No. I don't think that's the right solution. But I'm not saying I'm not totally against it, but there has to be some kind of control. Right now, it seems to be out of control. And I think that the new government is trying to do something about that. And so, that's we're trying to do something. So anyway. So that's what we had time for today. Really appreciate you guys coming today and sharing with us. I appreciate all that you do, Juvenal.
Yes, it was a pleasure. And I invited everyone to look after these websites that is very, very useful and very interesting. So
yes, I'll post the website along with the video so people can look at that. I'll post that. It's a good idea.
Okay, so guys, it was a pleasure.
Yes, take care. Uncle Bruce saying goodbye. Juvenal, see you, man.
See you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.